Welcome back, friends. Today I'm so excited to share some fall high and look for less DIYs with you, inspired by Pottery Barn, Crate and Barrel, and Magnolia. If you love that cozy high-end style but don't want to spend a fortune, you're going to love these dupes. We'll be transforming thrifted finds and budget-friendly dollar store pieces into stunning fall decor that looks straight out of your favorite catalogs. So grab a warm drink, get comfy, and let's jump into these DIYs together. And if you're new here, I'd love for you to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on more budget-friendly decorating ideas. So let's get started. Picked up this beautiful vase at Value Village for just $5.99. It has a gorgeous scalloped edge and a wavy body, and the first thing that came to my mind when I saw it was the pleated ceramic vase from Heart and Hand with Magnolia at Target. The shape isn't identical, but that pleated scalloped look definitely gave me the idea to transform this vase into a Magnolia-inspired dupe. So for this project, I'm using Dixie Belle cotton and coffee bean paints. They are both chalk paints. The original piece also had a little bit of sparkle to it, so I decided to add sand and baking soda into the paint mixture to give it more of that crockery style texture. I mixed about 2 teaspoons of sand with 3 teaspoons of baking soda and 5 teaspoons of paint. They gave me the consistency I wanted. Since this vase is glass, it did take me 2 coats to get full coverage. Glass is always a little tricky because paint doesn't adhere as easily. If you're working with glass, sometimes you may want to use bonding primer like bonding balls or slick stick, but since I already had baking soda and sand in my mix, I skipped primer this time. I let the first coat dry completely before applying the second. Here in Canada, we do not have Target or access to Magnolia um, anywhere, so even though these pieces aren't necessarily overly expensive, we still can get them. So I was very excited when I found this vase and was able to give it that kind of a look. I didn't paint the inside of the vase because I didn't feel it was necessary. While the second coat was still wet, I went in with coffee bean paint, dry brushing it along the edges and blending it into the cotton base. The original inspiration vase had darker edges, so this helped mimic that look. Once it dried, I used a dry brushing technique with coffee paint again, loading my brush with paint, wiping most of it off, and then lightly brushing over the pleats to highlight that scallop detail. If you go too heavy, you can always blend it back with the base color. When everything was completely dry, I took the vase outside and sealed it with clear gloss spray to give it that beautiful sheen like the original Magnolia piece. I am so happy with how this turned out. It's such a unique shape and I can't wait to style it for fall. For my next DIY, I wanted to have a little fun with something seasonal. Cute ghost collage. This has been all over TikTok and Instagram, and I thought it would be thought it would be fun to try. So I picked up some Mod Podge. You need cheesecloth, Mod Podge, a form to drape over. I use mason jar and a styrofoam ball on top, black felt for eyes, and optional string lights to make it glow. I also picked up a cloche from Dollarama for $5. First, you want to measure how much cheesecloth you'll need and cut it to size. Then mix Mod Podge with water until you get a semi-thick consistency. Mine was a bit clumpy since I was using up the bottom of the bottle, but it still worked. Soak the cheesecloth in a mixture and drape it over your form. Shape it the way you want the ghost to look. I bunched some extra fabric at the bottom so it would sit flat, but keep in mind if it touches the paper underneath, it might stick. Mine did, but I was able to carefully pop it off later. This took a full 2 days to dry because it was humid in my house, but once it dried, it popped off the form easily and I could reshape it a little. The inspiration for this piece did come from Pottery Barn as they have these ghost cloches and they are a little bit on a higher price than what mine ended up costing me to make. And you can find cloches at thrift stores. I almost every time I go there is some sort of a cloche there. And or you can just have them freestanding. You don't actually even need the cloche. Next, cut out your eyes from black felt or paper and glue them on. I couldn't find the first set I cut, so I ended up making them a little smaller and I think it turned out even cuter. But before I glued the eyes on, I wanted to make sure that my height was right and I did want to trim some of this bunched up cheesecloth and shape him right to fit into inside of the cloche. Also, after I glued the eyes on, I did give it a dab of glue at the back just to keep him in place. I do believe that I made a mistake by spreading the cheesecloth completely and using it just with one side. I should have folded it a couple times and then draped it over the form and had it set that way. I think it would have been a little bit thicker and maybe easier to work with. Finally, tuck a string of twinkling lights underneath. Since the wire is bendable, it was easy to position them without any tape or glue. And here's the finished look, such a cute glowing ghost. It's such a seasonal dupe that I might make a few more because they all look so adorable together. And if you're enjoying these cozy fall DIYs so far, I'd love for you to hit that subscribe button and join me for even more high-end look for less. I share new ideas every week and I don't want you to miss them. For the last project, I'm recreating the beautiful paper mache pumpkins from Crate and Barrel. Instead of paper mache, I picked up two pumpkins from Dollarama, one for $3.50 and a smaller one for $2.75, and decided to give them the same look with paint and texture. For this DIY, I am using Dixie Belle burlap and coffee bean chalk paints and sea spray additive, or you can use baking soda if you don't have it. I mixed burlap paint with just a touch of coffee bean to darken it lightly, then added about 3/4 of a scoop of sea spray for texture. My mix was a little too thick, so I added a bit more paint until it was spreadable, following the same measurements but not adding the sea spray. For the first pumpkin, I applied one coat of this mixture all over, including the stem. The coverage was great. One coat was all it needed. For the second pumpkin, I wanted it darker, so I'm using the same mixture and just adding 2 teaspoons of coffee bean paint to deepen the color and paint a smaller pumpkin in that shade. This spray gives it a beautiful textured finish that looks so close to that Crate and Barrel version. The original paper mache, but I love how this method is quicker, less messy, and just as beautiful. And here is the finished look. Simple, textured, high-end pumpkin on a budget. I've already styled these in my fall decor, so make sure you check out at Home with Sonia channel to see how I use them in decorating video. I hope you love these fall high-end look for less DIYs inspired by Pottery Barn, Crate and Barrel, and Magnolia. These were such fun projects to make, and I love how they turned out. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss more budget-friendly decorating ideas coming your way. I'll link the inspiration pieces down in the description box if you'd like to check them out. But I think these dupes are such a great way to get that look for less. Thanks so much for spending time with me today, and I'll see you in the next one.